Hello everyone, I'm Renown Zero, and we are back again talking about a specific creator that I'm sure people haven't really seen too much of. Essentially obsessing over the way Eric is doing his business model, saying that his stuff is a crowdfund and that he uses Kickstarter, even though we all know that all his stuff is on his own website, riververse.com, which is presented here. And we're going to be going through a little bit of his unhinged rant. I'm going to show you how unhinged an actual Eric July hater can really get when you let him just kind of talk and do his own thing and run rampant over on Twitter. Because I know some people on here don't follow me on Twitter. They are not on Twitter, and they kind of just like having the news brought to them from me, from Twitter over to YouTube. And I do the same thing in both. In the other way, I show my comments sometimes from YouTube over to Twitter, and I comment on them just to kind of show people the unhinged things that people say. So we're going to start today with Alpha Core, as I always do. This will be the last day for the campaign. It will end today, which Eric will have a closeout stream at 1 p.m. Central, 2 p.m. Eastern, which should be 10 a.m. Pacific time. So Alpha Core campaign, over 21,000 books sold, almost 13,000 total purchasers, and very close to that 1.3 million mark, which a certain frogman will say said that the campaign was essentially going to end at 1.2 million, which it blew past the expectations of him, as well as the Cyberfrog 2 campaign, the original one without the variants. Shocking, I know. But you can still pick up your CGC covers for ISOM 2 and Alpha Core 1. And you can get your merch here at the Riververse store. Blade Devil 2, Chains of Blood, Raging Golden Eagle, ToxicManBaby, you know the drill. 69 pages of story, anime, manga style type of artwork here. 2 supplemental stories, 4 different covers, cover A, B, C. Cover D being essentially the limited summer wraparound cover. You could pick up Blade Devil 1 from this campaign or as an add-on with Blade Devil 2. Death, Death, Death by Joe Ball. $89,000, 1,169 backers. Color, line art, manga, you know the drill. So there's a very important thing that was brought up by Tyler, the guy who creates books such as The Girl with the Mega Fist, Super Plumber Sisters, Bullet Assassin in a Fantasy World, and a couple other ones that I can't name off the top of my head, but those are the ones that I've backed. So I recently backed his Super Plumber Sisters 2 after reading the first one, which I absolutely loved. Highly recommend it. It's a $10 book. You can go and check that out. I'll leave a link to it in the description for the second campaign for that book, where you can actually get the first book, the second book, and other books that he's written and drawn. But he brings up this problem that's going on currently in the indie comics discussion around Eric July, essentially, with ISOM. But it also seems to apply to the indie space in general. He says, this is my biggest problem with a lot of indie comics discussion, and this doesn't just apply to the Eric July discourse on ISOM. Stop worrying so much about private matters that don't concern you. If you're asking all these questions, you need to get a life. The only thing that matters when it comes to you, knowing where the creator is doing on the business end, is this. Is the book getting made? Am I getting the book I paid for? Will there be another one? All these questions are pointless. As for the last question, if Eric at some point only ever does on average 200K to 500K on his book, he's still in the 1% of indie comics creators. Also, if a book does 100K at pre-launch, it can easily get to 200 to 500K in 5 to 10 years. That's business, people. Play the long game and stop worrying about all the details that don't concern you. And for the creators out there who are taking part in these discussions, worry about your own book and how you're going to succeed. I had a small goal this January to hit $100 on my online store. I met that goal yesterday. It was fantastic. Get back to work, everyone, and let's make 2024 great. This is in response to these questions here by whoever this is. The first question is saying, how much is the overhead cost? What's the salary for the employees? How much is the warehouse rent? If Eric isn't paying himself, where's that money being invested into? When Yara sells under 1 million copies and Gooding sells under 500,000, what's the narrative going to be? We're moving on to what started all the nonsense with this other creator and me. Essentially, he was someone who's been hating on the way that Eric has been doing his business. I simply said, hey, Tyler, if I buy The Girl with the Mega Fist from my local comic shop, do you get anything from that? He essentially gives me the different ways to get it. I bought The Girl with the Mega Fist #1 when I backed Super Plumber Sisters 2 because I really liked Super Plumber Sisters 1, so I wanted to get the second book, and then I decided, hey, I'm going to check out something else that he's done. So I said, that's weird because my local comic shop carries the first book. Maybe someone traded it in. I did already get the first volume with Super Plumber Sisters 2, but I was just curious. We also have Broke Black Angus, who says this. I am not a Nintendo fan at all, but very little knowledge of anime and manga, and I love what Tyler made with the Plumber Sisters. Fun, mostly all ages book with tongue-in-cheek humor, which I highly doubt he actually backed this book. Because like I say, these people like to claim that they back books, but never really show proof of said backed books like I do. But of course, he had to respond by saying, the only work from Girl with the Mega Fist in the direct market is manga Z number 9. Cool, though, you have found it in shops. I cannot find Isum in shops. How about that? And I said, because they have to order it from his retailer portal. I've seen plenty of posts where people picked it up from local comic shops. Weird how you tend to miss that. It's not the direct market, a handful of shops. Buying from a Kickstarter doesn't count. I am talking distribution to shops through traditional legit channels. So essentially, buying something from the Ripperverse.com retailer portal is not legit because they didn't go through legit channels like Diamond. This is a very weird concept. I said it's not a Kickstarter. Now you're being disingenuous like you've always been. This is, of course, considering you're the one who claimed Eric should take time out of his day to promote indie comic creators you like. You made the claim he doesn't promote indie creators. Eric ran his own crowdfunder. No, he didn't. Same thing. I never suggested he promote me. I never said that he promote you, fool. You didn't clearly read this the right way. I said smaller creators, you dumb F. I am not one of them. Did the crap out of your ears. I made the claim he doesn't promote small creators. People like Rini and Yellow Flash are not small. It's supposed to say are not small. Now, this is one of those things I'm going to say here. If I'm expecting to get a book from you that's written by you, at least learn proper grammar and learn how to spell as not small. It's are not small. Understand? Got it? Ha, it's that dude who promoted himself in Eric's chat. Eric's business model is not crowdfunding. This is true. This is very true. Otherwise, this is what you get. A published comic, self-published. Saying it on Amazon or whatever. Tyler saying he doesn't like the meme. It goes against everything indie comic stands for. But it's the truth because Frogman spoke on this the other day. It is all about legitimacy. So essentially saying that Eric's way of doing it is not legit. Because they can get it from the retailer portal and not get it through the legit channels, as he would call it, it's not legit. I don't play indie games, as most are trash. I don't do indie music, as most of it is trash. I hate fan-made films. Comics work no different. And Tyler responds by saying, but that's where the indie market and the internet thrive. You don't need traditional methods to get your books out to customers. If you can't make money off of your comics, you're just as legitimate as someone selling through a story. One money is exchanged for books. And he says he understands that they have a difference of opinions and they won't agree on that. So, he starts doing this crap where he's promoting his eBay store, saying he's stealing customers. I have zero issues stealing customers. Like, people can be customers of your stuff, and they can be customers of Eric's stuff, or Frogman stuff, or anybody else's stuff. You guys most likely have crossover viewers and customers. It is possible for you all to have the same customers. I said, you're not stealing customers, you weirdo. Crabs in a bucket. Thought that riptards were beneath you. Why would a fan of Eric buy something from someone who craps on them? Because it's not about who you're a fan of. It's about who has the better and more entertaining comic. I don't sell YouTube merch. I do comics, something your boy does not. And of course, he continues to promote his stuff. YouTube merch. Yeah. Because that's what they consider Eric's stuff. They consider his stuff YouTube merch, even though it's a legitimate comic book company, which he has actually stepped back from most of the YouTube stuff he does to focus on said comic stuff, unlike certain people. I go on to have a back and forth with this person. So I respond to what he said about the crowdfunding. I said, in the YouTube space, those are smaller creators, referring to Yellow Flash and Rini. I said, Eric did not run a crowdfund. Once again, you're being disingenuous. Eric put up his own money and already had the product completed. And RPX has a great point. He does watch me on YouTube. Shout out. You are aware NYOBI is failed mainstream industry insider. He keeps trying to reestablish the same high school clicky nonsense, or click nonsense, that is currently failing the big two. We're not talking about the YouTube space, dummy. We're talking about the comic book space. And even still, yes, they are big YouTubers. Rini is not a big YouTuber. And in the space with Yellow Flash isn't a big YouTuber. 436,000 subs is still considered a small YouTuber on YouTube. When you make a site for pre-orders with a time limited and tiers, that, my friend, is crowdfunding. No, it's not. Oh crap, it's the idiot who got caught promoting his garbage book in Eric's chat even though he hates him. Yes. Yes, he did. This is him right here. In Eric's chat. This was weeks ago, by the way. There he is right there promoting his book in Eric July's chat. What a loser. I said, they are small creators in the sense of YouTube. Also, learn the definition of crowdfunding and stop being retarded. It is the practice of getting a large number of people to each give small amounts of money in order to provide the finance for a project, typically using the internet. That is not what Eric did. Eric put up his own money, put in all the risk, put in all the debt in order to make his project happen. And he reaped all the reward by getting $3.7 million on ISOM number 1. So that is not a crowd fund. He didn't get money from people to fund the project. You absolute moron. Irene is not a big YouTuber or comic creator. She had a very successful second campaign in the indie space, in part due to Eric and Yellow Flash promoting her. Yellow Flash isn't technically even in the comic book space as a creator yet. This is true. I'm going to make examples from you. You like to EFAP people. I'm going to start EFAPing you and correcting you around every turn. My gold rank friend who refuses to face me in the ring of Street Fighter 6. We are not friends. Rank in this game of Street Fighter, this is really an irrelevant point. But I don't care. I play Street Fighter because I like Street Fighters. I play ranked matches and I hope to rank up. Who cares? It's irrelevant. See, you really don't know what crowdfunding anymore. Again, grammar. Crowdfunding now is pre-ordering. No, it isn't. So, if that's the case, right, me going to a GameStop and giving GameStop $5 for Tekken 8 or any other game or product, I'm essentially crowdfunding that product even though the product's already completed, according to your dumbass use of what crowdfunding is. It's been that way for years, dummy. No, it hasn't. No one uses Kickstarter anymore because they really need the funds. We use it for its built-in audience for pre-orders. Get it right. No, you use it because you need funds. That's the bottom line. You need the funds. Because if you didn't need the funds, you wouldn't use it. So, you're dumb. I respond to this as well. Let Sturgis defend himself unless you need to change his Pampers. Hashtag, who is Sturgis? Also, you are the only person acting like a child in the situation. You need some clout, homie? Sales dried up? Did the big bad Eric July hurt your pussy? Student of God's been going on this tirade of just showing all the different errors from Cyberfrog. But NYOBI's legit since his book is in comic shops. Yep, that is true, Hobo. I guess that is very true. You are his B now, not me. And until you face my Chun-Li, you will not be renowned as Rebead. Like, dude, stop crying. Of course, Jeremy Juggalo, Jared, y'all laughing at him, of course. I said, Eric July has clearly made you his bitch, considering he lives rent-free in your head. You just sound so gay, and it would be better for everyone, including yourself, if you would just come out of the closet about it. No one will care, including myself. You talk about him in such a weird way. Of course I am. I make better comics, and when Eric is gone, I will still be making better comics, and your thread is not for me to advertise. And yet you advertise. I was like, your eBay store says otherwise. You've sold 24 items. Congratulations. Eric won't ever be gone, and even if somehow, some way he does end up gone, he would still outsell you to the day you die. He also says, lol, I am not the one who does this thing endlessly on your knees. I was like, how's your dead channel looking right now? Again, you can just come out as gay. No one will care. You are just like all the other people coming up with these weird gay fantasies about other men. Tyler is a better creator than you. And the reason I say Tyler is a better creator than him, because I'm more likely to back him. He doesn't sit up here and drama farm. He focuses on his own work while still giving his opinions, not going out attacking potential customers. This is the same argument I would give to people like Richard Embryo, which is the name. Someone in my comments came up, Matt Metawolf. That's who the name is. He came up with that. I'm going to start using that now. That's pretty funny. But also, this is the fantastic content you will get from this person. Says, we'll talk smack. Kickstarter to shops is that chayaring? You can't spell. So how does anyone expect to back your book and expect for you to have proper grammar, proper spelling, and you're talking crap about everyone else. Meanwhile, you can't even spell or have proper grammar a lot of the times. Game of Thrones, the ultimate showdown in the YouTube comic book war. There's no comic book war. It's a one-sided beef from everyone to Eric. There is no back and forth. You don't see Eric making 1,001 live streams about other creators. You see him doing live streams about his own stuff, which is something that people have complained about before, where they'll say he should do his own thing, he should talk about the stuff he loves, which is exactly what he's doing now, and people are still going at his neck for it. So he's not going to win in any way, shape, or form with you weirdos. So he'll just continue to do his own thing while y'all sit on the sidelines crying like little women in a corner, and he's going to keep being great. So at the end of the day, it's always going to be about how y'all can consistently attack this man, degrade him in some way, I guess. Talk about how crappy you think his artists are, how crappy you think his books are, how crappy you think his writing is. And yet, he's going to continue to gain more customers. He's going to continue to gain more support because everyone around him, including fans and people who are not fans of his stuff, can see the nonsense being spewed his way while he's out here grinding and making sure people get quality products and they get the stuff that they paid for. So that'll be all today for this video. Thank you all for checking it out. I really do appreciate all the new subscribers, returning subscribers, new viewers, returning viewers. If you do like the video, hit the like button. Comment below what you feel about all this. Let me know what books you guys are interested in backing. Let me know what books you guys are currently backing, and I can check them out and see if I would be interested in backing them as well. Subscribe for more content. Hit the bell for notifications. Set the bell to all. That way you'll get notifications anytime I post a new video or live stream, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.